Hello, everybody. Uh, Matt, we're having some issues here, but we're
Oh
working
boy.
on it. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Best of the Best Spring 2021 draft, brought to you by Red Bull. They love us. We love them. They're here to keep us energized, keep the hype up for this draft. My name is Aram Howard. I'm joined here today by my co-host John Williams and Chris Pollock. How are y'all
Hello.
doing tonight?
Doing good, man. I'm ready for this draft.
Yeah, doing good. I'm excited to see where players get placed and what teams we actually have.
Absolutely. I'm excited for it. So we got a lot of players to get through tonight. Just in case y'all aren't familiar with Best of the Best, let me break down the format real quick. So Best of the Best is a tournament where we are going to have 8 different teams competing with 5 players on each team. Those 5 players will be competing in CSGO, uh, League of Legends, Rocket League, Minecraft Hunger Games is a new one this year, and Paladins. So every player on the team is going to compete in every single game. So teams are trying to draft the most well-rounded team that can win in as many of the games as possible. This year we're doing something a little different. We're adding a draft. In years past, teams just chose their teams, but we decided to mix it up a little bit this year. So I think first things first, we're going to get into our captains. But John, Chris, y'all ready?
Oh yeah.
Ready?
All right, let's get into it. Let's introduce those captains. So first up, we have Not So Poison Ivy with team It Do Cartwheels. Super excited to see her picks. Chris, you want to grab the next one?
I got it. Let's do this. And next we have G-Man Extreme with the classic, the every best of the best team, Hogs equals Washed. They change their name every year, and I always look forward to seeing these guys play.
Then we have Cassandra's team, To the Moon, coming out. Excited to see how she picks, One of the underdog captains, but, we're excited.
Next up, we have Brian, aka Bliss, coming at you with No Aim, No Brain. Brian is going to be one of the sleeper picks this year. I think he's got a pretty good team draft coming up. I know he's been doing his research. I'm excited to see what he grabs.
Next up we have Truthfully Cool with team. Oh boy, just after that logo, the Hot Ones. Let's go, Blake. I'm excited to see this guy's team too. He's got a lot of potential for the team, and he's got a lot of skill himself in both Rocket League and other shooter games.
Next, we have Awesome Nerd 27, Noah with Bama Crusaders. I'm excited to see how he picks. Again, one of those captains that he has potential to have a really good team. He's a really good spot in the draft with the snake draft going on. So I'm excited to see how he goes.
All right. Next up, we're going to take a look at all of the players competing this year. So as you see there, we have 32 different players. That makes 40 total if you count the captains. The captains were listed in descending order. So Aaron was going to be first pick and going all the way down to 8th pick. So this is going to be a snake draft as well. We are going to have first pick, second pick, third pick, 8th pick, and then 8th pick is actually going to pick twice and go back up the order in reverse. So we have 32 players here. I think we're ready to see who's going first.
It's 40 players, right?
First up, we have Smirk, Matt Parks, aka Smirk, getting picked up by Not So Poison Ivy onto It Do Cartwheels. First round, first pick. Gotta represent. Love Smirk. He's a great guy. I think he's really talented in a lot of the games. I don't think this really surprised many people with a first round pick. Chris, John, what do y'all think?
I think it's a good pick. Sorry, Chris. I think it's a good pick. He's pretty solid in a lot of the games. So, I mean, this is first round potential right here. I mean, it's kind of what I expected.
I mean, first overall pick, the man was MVP last year of the entire tournament. I was kind of expecting it, that best player potential all around. He should have been first pick no matter what team was picking him.
I think you're absolutely right. I might be a little biased. He is my roommate, but I think he's pretty good at what he does. Not super surprised to see this as first pick. But John, why don't you, or Chris rather, why don't you introduce our second pick here?
And the second pick overall is Danny Toes going to Hogs. We're keeping them together.
Ooh.
2 players so far, back to back on Hogs. Toes is intense. What are your thoughts, Aaron?
Let me just say real quick, this isn't about Toes specifically, but Hogs always have the best headshots. They have the best like team spirit out of anyone, right? I'm sure you all saw the Hawaiian shirts and sunglasses. This is a recurring theme. Hogs are without a doubt the most unified team in this tournament. I think it's not a real surprise that we see G-Man picking up one of his boys once again. Toes absolutely cracked. I'm excited to see what he does this year. John, what do you think?
Yeah, it's not shocking of a pick with Hogs picking other Hogs members from previous years. So I expect him to pick the rest of his team during this draft. It's just a matter of if one of his players gets sniped by another captain or not. So I mean, it's Hogs are Hogs. They're gonna be good.
All right, John, who's up next?
Next, we have Carson, picked by Cassandra's team to the moon. Um, Solid pick. I mean, he's a good player. I know he's played a lot of Minecraft in his time, so that's definitely one of the stronger Hunger Games picks. So I expect that one to be also good.
Oh yeah, I expect him to go out there and kind of carry the team from the Hunger Games perspective. I haven't really seen him play any of the other games on my end, but I do expect him, if he's this high of a draft pick, to do pretty well in all the other games.
Absolutely. I know that Carson and Cassandra are friends, so I think there's a little favoritism going on there. But Carson seems to be pretty well rounded in the games that he plays. Like you said, he plays a lot of Hunger Games. We did a trial run the other night, and he was kicking my butt. So obviously, there's some skill there. Excited to see how he does next weekend, though. So going on to the fourth pick here, we're going to have Brian's team picking up Landon Steely for no aim, no brain. Landon, honestly, kind of surprised that he was only first round fourth pick. As strange that sounds, Landon is very well rounded in the games that he plays. Not to stoke his ego too much, but he's pretty great at Rocket League, League as well. I think that Landon is going to be someone to watch out for in this tournament, and Brian, pretty much no brain pick, grabbing him.
Oh yeah, we've seen in previous performances of Best of the Best that Landon is a pretty overall pretty overall skilled player. I'm excited to see what he can do again this year.
Yeah, Landon's a really strong player. He plays a lot of these games at a very high level. So honestly, I'm shocked he's fourth. I thought he would be higher, but he's just that good. I mean, he's one of the best players we have.
Absolutely.
Then
Next
coming
up,
in,
there you go. Go for it, Chris.
the fifth pick, we have a Thomas going to Blake's team. Thomas, again, one of those all-around good guys, all-around well-skilled players as well. He was on the previous 2-time winners, the Spanish Inquisition. Excited to see what he can do with the hot ones this year.
Yeah, this is another really good pick. Thomas is a really good CS player and also a really good Rocket League player. So this is another one of those players in the top first round that you're expecting to really carry your team. I mean, this team is already looking really hot with Blake on their team. So I expect them to do a lot of damage and really come out strong this tournament.
Look,
Nice.
I think the fact that his headshot has him wearing a medal from a previous Best of the Best pretty much speaks for itself, right? Like Chris, you said it. He's been on the winning team 2 years in a row. Thomas is absolutely insane at a lot of the games we have, especially CS:GO. He's a contender. Doesn't surprise me at all that he's in first round. I'm excited to see this. John, take it away.
Okay, so next pick is Luke Hoya going to Bama Crusaders. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting Luke to be picked number 6. He's a really good player, but I just didn't know who Crusaders was gonna pick on this one. But it's honestly a really good pick. Luke's a very good aimer, so he's gonna be solid on a lot of the games.
Yeah, like you said, it's one of those things where Luke is undeniably good at video games as a whole, right? I haven't seen him play a ton of the games that we have in this tournament, but Paladins, CS:GO, two of those aim-heavy games, Luke is absolutely insane at pretty much all FPS shooters. So even though he might not play those games regularly, his aim might just be able to carry him alone. He's incredibly mechanically skilled player, and it's gonna be he could be scary. I think that a lot of people are gonna underestimate him, but I don't think they should.
I mean, it's Hoya, guys.
That's true.
It's Hoya.
Hoya. That's
Hoya.
it. That's all you need to say. That's all you need to say. It's Hoya. There we go. All right, moving into the next pick here. We are going to have Mark, aka Ant-Man218, getting picked up by the Knights. Mark is a very well-rounded player. I've heard rumors that he is absolutely cracked in pretty much all the games we play. Plus, he's just, you know what, a really just fun guy to be around. So if you're playing to win, if you're playing for fun, either way, Mark is going to be a great addition to any team. And I think that Prater picking up Mark in first round, very good pick. What do you? Oh, there we go.
The next pick is in, and we have Adrian Brown going to Island JP's team, Daddy's Darlings. Brown, he is my roommate. I have to stand up for this guy. He's such a good player in a lot of games, including CS:GO and Rocket League. I'm looking for him to go out there and show out just like he did last year.
Yeah, I love Adrian. He's such a good guy and he's such a good player. You can't go wrong with Adrian. I mean, it's just he's so nice with everything. It's great.
Look, it's Adrian. Like everybody knows Adrian. Everybody loves Adrian. The man is absolutely goated at Rocket League, right? Like he's going to be one of the top performers in Rocket League for this event. I know he plays a lot of CS:GO. I know that you might not play a ton of Minecraft or Paladins, but picking someone up who's that good and even a couple of our games is a strong pick no matter what, right? Adrian's fantastic, and just like Mark, he's a fun guy to be around. So I great pick coming out from Jarrett there.
Oh yeah.
John, why don't you? Oh, actually, you know what? That is the end of the first round, I believe. So let's go ahead and take a look at the players remaining going into the second round of drafts. Oh, there we go. We saw briefly, if we can go back to that, actually, the picks just to recap the first round. There we go. So that is an updated look at who is on what team after the first round. We have our first round picks, ladies and gentlemen. There they are. What do y'all think about this so far?
I'm thinking that all the teams so far are looking really nice. Their first round picks are supposed to be the best overall players for the game, for all the games, and I think they did just that and by picking the best players.
Yeah, I think it's pretty solid so far. No real outliers as far as skill gap goes, with like one team getting just an absolute cracked player, another team just kind of going more for friendships on that one. But I mean, this is looking really well so far, really balanced, and which is kind of the point of the draft.
Absolutely. So let's take a look real quick at our remaining players. If we can. Perfect. So, John, Chris, who's on that list right now that kind of surprises you wasn't on the first round?
I would say Johnny Rico and Yogurt Bags, not to, spice John's life up a little bit. But yeah, I think those two are really good players in a lot of these games. And I don't know if people really know about Confliction, Evan. He's going to be coming here next year from high school. He will be an incoming freshman, but he is really good at CS:GO and Rocket League. I see that man playing all the time. And, I'm expected to see those three at least go in the top of the second, if not very soon.
Yeah, I'm also expecting James to be a second round pick here. He's a really good player, and he's just a really good guy also. I'm also looking forward for Jake to get picked. He's a very, very good CS player, and he can honestly carry a team in that pretty easily. Confliction's also one that kind of flies under the radar, Evan. Also, Purple Haze competed in the last two best of the best, and these are his types of games. Same with kind of land, and he plays the same games, and he's also really good at those kind of, or at least the games we're playing right now. Also, Colonoscopy is a really good Rocket League player, and with the lack of Rocket League players in this draft, I'm expecting him to maybe get picked up here in the second round just to boost one team.
Well, you know, John, I think you had some good picks. Chris, I don't know why you think John or Rico would get picked up so soon. We'll see him maybe in the 4th round. I don't know. Maybe he won't even get drafted. We only have enough teams. For, you know,
he goes 8th, but we'll see what happens.
8th? Yeah. We'll see. All right.
8th
well,
round.
Just a reminder, this is a snake draft, so we're going to be starting off the second round with Jarrett once again from Daddy's Darlings. Let's see who we got as the second round pick. That is going to be Youngster Joey. Youngster Joey, a notorious, absolutely cracked League player. This man does incredible things on the Rift. Having League in this tournament is one of those games where it's kind of hard to pick up, right? So if you get some good League players, you're going to do well in League at the very least. So I think that it's a really good pick on Jarrett's side to get someone who not only is incredible at the game, but is going to be able to coach the rest of the team into learning the basics in time for this event.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it goes for all the games. You know, you get one of those really solid players in one game, and they help all the other players out, and this is what he's doing with. And I'm excited to see what they can do in League along with all the other ones.
Yeah, this is a really good pick. He's one of like the best League players in this draft. So obviously this is a great pick. But honestly, I wasn't expecting him to go in the second round because not many of these captains know League that well. I was expecting him to kind of drop and be a steal later on in the draft. So this is kind of shocking to me to an extent.
And with the next pick here, the second pick of the second round, we have Yogurt Bags going to the Knights. There we go. My guy gets taken early second round. Jimmy here, you know, he's the do-it-all kind of guy. Where do you guys think he's going to stand out the most?
Definitely his team morale, right? James is one of those people who, no matter what, he keeps a positive attitude. Even when his team is down, he manages to keep it under control, you know, and just provide that positive outlook for the team at all times. Keep a level head. The man is the most patient person I've ever met, and I think that he's going to be really great for team morale.
Oh,
yeah, he's obviously a really good player. I'm not sure about patient, but he's a very good player. I mean, he can really change a team's dynamic, and I feel like he's gonna be happy with the team he's picked to. So I mean, it's a good pick in my book.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? At the end of the day, you need someone who can scream loud enough in case mics go down so that the call-outs can be heard across state borders. So I think James is an excellent pick for that. John, why don't you grab our third pick going into the second round?
The third pick of the second round is going to be Aaron. Wow.
Oh, no.
Going to Bama Crusaders. Wow. Aaron's also a really good player, kind of the same as James. They're both really good friends. This is actually a really solid pick going in the second round. I'm excited to see how he goes.
Can we just appreciate the fact that James and Aaron got picked back to back? I think there's something special about that, right? Like these two are roommates, they're friends, they're coworkers, they're all of the above, they're inseparable, and I'm very interested to see them playing against each other, right? And not only that, but just even though it's a one pick difference, I think we might see some taunting by James saying, "Oh, I got picked first," you know.
Oh, yeah.
But Aaron, fantastic player. He plays a lot of Rocket League, a lot of CS, a lot of pretty much all these games. He's a steal second round for sure.
And then with the next pick in the draft, we have Johnny Rico.
There we go.
Going to Hot Ones. So what do we think about this pick, John?
Honestly, an awful player. I'm not sure why Blake would pick him this early. I mean, he's not even that good at any game he plays. Like, why? This is a fourth round pick, maybe pick 32 if this goes the distance. I don't know.
Look,
honestly, not very good.
That was pick number what? 8, 9, 10, 11?
12.
That was 12. So, I mean, that was a solid, 39, 30, a lot of picks ahead of time what I thought it would be. But, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
All jokes aside,
he already
John's
has a
a good
number.
player.
He already
Yeah.
has the number engraved in his head that he was 12th picked.
How?
Spreadsheets, dog. I got that
Ooh.
shit on lock.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I think that this is a good pick by Blake, though, right? He got Thomas first round, John second round. Blake is building one heck of a team here, right? I'm not gonna stoke John's ego too much here, but he's a damn good player. He plays a lot of Rocket League, plays a lot of CS, plays a lot of everything really. Might have to sharpen up your Minecraft and Paladin skills, but I think you'll be doing good this year, buddy.
We believe in you, man.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. I guess I'll go ahead and get the next pick for Brian's team. We have Bryce Solution Bomer on No Aim No Brain. This is a very good Rocket League player. He's also really good at CS, so I'm expecting this one to also be one of those kind of sleeper second round picks. So I mean, this is also a really good pick. I haven't really seen much slacking as far as the captains go here.
You know, I saw Bryce firsthand today. He participated in a Rocket League tournament that we had against Carson Soup Time. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Soup, he is one of our greatest Rocket League players we have, especially in 1v1s. And watching Solution go head-to-head against his coach and putting up a good fight, this man is going to be a force to be reckoned with during Rocket League. I'm not too familiar with him in other games, but I saw his Rocket League play, and that impressed me enough. I think it's very reasonable that he's a second round pick.
Same.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take the next pick then on To the Moon. We have Evan, aka Confliction, my boy. Super excited to see this man compete. We did open this tournament up to incoming freshmen this year, so Evan is going to be joining us in the fall. Evan, kind of surprised he made it to second, or he was only a second round pick, but at the same time, I think he's a little bit unknown. But this man plays CSGO, he plays Rocket League, he plays Minecraft, he plays all of the above, and he's a great player all around. I think he's going to excel in this tournament, and I think Cassandra got a steal of a pick there.
Oh, yeah. The only point I see him slacking off a little bit would be in Paladins. I think the rest of the team is going to need to pick that one up. But, yeah, excited to see what he can do with the other games for Cassandra here.
Yeah, really good pick. I mean, he's a good player. Not many people know him because he is an incoming freshman. But, I mean, it's also kind of exciting to see the three best friends with James, Aaron, and Evan all going in the second round. I mean, it's kind of funny to that's a lot of bragging rights on who was picked first there.
Absolutely. Chris, who we got coming next for Hogs Equals Washed?
The next pick, we have Filthy Casual. I hope I'm pronouncing that one right. You know, they're trying to keep them all together, and I respect it 100%. Trevor is a beast. What do we got with Aaron?
Look, I don't think this game is a surprise to anybody. I mean, maybe the fact that, you could argue semantics about whether it was going to be Trevor, Brody, or Chubbs, but we knew it was a hog pick coming. Unless we see a snipe come up from one of the other captains, I can almost guarantee that Brody and Chubbs are going to be the next two picks. G-Man is the fearless leader of these hogs, and I'm excited to see them hopefully get all the way through the bracket, or get all the way through the draft rather, with their team still intact, because they are one of my favorites, and I think they're a fan favorite as well, if we're being real.
Yeah, hogs are hogs. They've been in this tournament for the last 2 years, and I don't really see a captain break up because people know who they are purely because they play together and they're so spirited and so friendly. I see them getting the rest of the hogs in the next couple of his picks.
Alrighty, John, who we got next for I Do Cartwheels?
So we have Ryan Base God, okay, going to do Cartwheels, Aaron's team. Okay, Anonymous Andy's no photo there, but honestly, this is a pretty solid pick. I don't know Ryan that well, so I'm not sure really what his strong suits are, but from what I've heard, he's a pretty solid all-around player. So this isn't a bad pick. I mean, late second round, I'll take it.
I know he definitely plays a good amount of League, and I think that Aaron was talking to him about that I think that Aaron really wanted to pick someone up who could help them with League. Like I said earlier, League is one of those games where it's hard to just pick up for a tournament, right? So if you don't have someone on your team who already knows the ropes, who is able to, help coach your team, you're going to be in trouble. I think that Ryan is a really good pick for IDC to get that coaching in and get that League experience on the team.
Oh yeah, I just want to recap what you just said. They need a League player because Matt just doesn't get the job done enough on League. So we had to get a player that could actually do it, and we got that pick there at Aaron.
If the stream goes dead, you all know why. We have Matt on production right now. If you see some angry messages popping up, just please ignore those. But yes, you're right. So I believe that rounds off second round of drafts. So let's get a recap of that real quick. We have Ryan Base God going to IDC, TW Russell and Hogs equals Wash, Confliction to the Moon, Solution on No Aim, No Brain, John E. Rico, our boy, going to the Hot Ones, Wah on Bama Crusade, Yogurt Bags to the Knights, and Youngster Joey on Daddy's Darlings. Were there any surprises for y'all this round? Was this pretty, typical round for y'all? Would you have made anything different? What do you think?
I like where Confliction, John, Yogurt Bags, and Wah went. I believe that they deserved those picks that they got. I think Solution might have gone a little bit higher just because of how good he is at Rocket League, like we saw today. And it seems to be every year that whichever team has the best Rocket League player could possibly propel them forward to winning the overall tournament. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm actually going to contest that a little bit. I think Solution was almost picked low because he is a great Rocket League player. I mean, Rocket League is the 3v3 mode of the tournament, and one player can really change a team drastically. So the one hard carry can really carry you through the tournament and get you mini bracket points. So honestly, I'm shocked he didn't go earlier.
Well, let me bring this up as well. If we look at it, Brian now has Landon and Solution, right? That is two good Rocket League players. Brian definitely has a strong Rocket League team at the moment. We'll see if he can round out his team enough in the third and fourth round, but Rocket League is doing well for No Aim, No Brain. So let's take a look at the available players, see who's left. Any predictions for some third round picks, y'all?
I'm going to say Chubbs or one of the other Hogs guys is going to be going to Hogs, like usual.
Oh, you sure? That's a crazy prediction there, Chris.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm expecting Colin to go here. Purple Haze, 88 Jake. Those would be the top guys. Who is John Galt? Some people still need a league guy. There's also Juice still out there. Holly, those guys are really good as well. There's so many good players in this whole overall tournament that it's kind of hard to pick and choose who you really want. And I can understand where these captains we're finding it hard to pick which players.
I'm seeing a lot of good names left, like some surprisingly good names. 88 Jake, Holly. I don't even want to name it. Like, all of these players left are pretty good. We have some good players signed up this year. So I think that this third round, if you get picked in the third round, I would not take that as an insult at all. Even if you get picked in the fourth round, there are good players still left. A lot of good players still left. Not to say that any of these players are bad, but this is, there's some competitive players this year. And I'm excited to see who we get for the third round, which is going to be started off, since it's a snake, by It Do Cartwheels, Aaron's team once again. So let's see who we have for third round pick. That is going to be Colin Mitchell getting picked up by It Do Cartwheels, colonoscopy. Chris, what do you think about that?
I think he's a good overall pick, to be honest. Erin is doing a good job picking players that she knows are strong, and I like it. What do you think, John?
Yeah, Colin's a good all-around player. I know he plays a decent amount of Rocket League, so he's going to be one of those players that can help that team there, especially, with Matt, you need as much help as you can get. So, I mean, it's not a bad pick.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see It Do Cartwheels. Right now they're sitting with Matt Parks, Ryan, and Colin. Actually, a surprisingly good league team right now. I mean, minus Matt, of course. But besides that, pretty good league team. So, Chris, why don't you take us into Hogs equals Washed? See which Hog is up next.
And we get Brody. Of course, we're taking another hog here. Rhino Techers, he did really well for them last year, as he does every year, as does every single hog. So, staying together is the best option for him, like it should be.
Absolutely. Poor Chubbs might be getting the last pick here, but I don't know if that's skill based or maybe who knows what's going on. But we'll see if Hogs can pick him up for the last round. But so far we got all the Hogs together. We just got one more round to go. John, what do you think about this? I mean, is this surprising at all?
Surprising, no. It's Hogs. They're gonna keep doing this, and if Chubbs isn't the next pick for that team, I'll be shocked. Because if it's 4 of the 5 and the one guy gets left off, I feel so bad for that guy. Because that's his finger.
There's no way. There's no way, right?
No,
This far into the draft, there's no way another captain picks up one of the Hogs just to spite them. That would be dirty. But I guess we'll see.
It would be dirty.
John, why don't you take us into To the Moon's next pick?
Yeah, so To the Moon does have the next pick with 88 Jake. Wow, this is a third round steal. He will carry your team in Rocket League. He's CS. He's a very good player. The fact he went this late is honestly shocking. There are so many good players left in this third round. I mean, this wouldn't be a bad first round pick. And now Cassandra has him on the third. This is very good.
I mean, another one of those 2-time champions, and he waited this long to get picked. That is mind-blowing. He will carry the entire squad in CSGO. He'll help them out in Rocket League. He's good in the league. I haven't seen him play Minecraft, so I don't know. But he's just one of those picks that needs to happen early, and she got him in the third round.
Just to add on to that, I have seen him play in Minecraft. Once again, I got my butt handed to me, which, it's a low bar to set, but still, the man's got skill in pretty much every game we have. He is a 2-time back-to-back world champion, Alabama Esports champion, not world champion. We're not there yet. But yeah, what a steal for a third round. So let's who we have for No Aim, No Brain round 3. That is going to be Will Hayes getting picked up by No Aim, No Brain. Hayes, like another play. There's a lot of these players where I'm like, how are we on the third round, right? How are we on 20th pick? This doesn't make sense to me. But you know what? I guess here we are. Chris, John, what do y'all think?
Like you said, it's just another one of those picks. Like all these players that you're taking right now, they should have gone earlier, but they can only take so many picks in the earlier rounds. That this whole tournament has such well-rounded skill that it's kind of hard to pick and choose who to pick. And Hayes is a really good pick up here.
Yeah, he's a very good player, a very nice guy too. So like team chemistry is gonna flow a lot. And I mean, he's not a bad player in any of the games that at least I know of. I know him as a great player, so I don't see this going bad.
Absolutely. All right. Go for it, Chris.
And with the next pick in the draft, we have Purple Haze, Joe, going to Blake's team, the Hot Ones. Wow. Another one that should have gone way earlier. But, Blake knows what he's doing.
How are we on the third round? Like, also, Purple Haze, Joe, fantastic player, right? Like, he's great at Rocket League. He has a lot of league skill, actually. So looking at that, I don't think that Hot Ones had a really good league player yet. So this is going to be really good. Like we said, it's almost essential that you get someone who's good at each game, right? We have 5 different games. You have 5 players on your team. If you have a team without a game represented, you're going to have a hard time. So I think that Blake made a really smart choice here, picking up Joe. Also incredible at Rocket League. I haven't seen him play too many of the other games, but good pick here by Blake.
This is actually a fantastic pick. This team is kind of stacked right now. I mean, he is such a good Rocket League player. He's great at Paladins. He's great at League. That's 3 to 5 games. And in CS, he's not a slacker. He's pretty solid. So in Minecraft, I mean, I don't really know right now, but I mean, that's of the 4 essential games, he's absolute cracked in 3 of them. I mean, this is a first round pick in the 3rd, like late 3rd. This is a steal. But Blake has now picked 3 players that play Rocket League, and Blake plays Rocket League. So I'm kind of excited to see which one of those guys sits out there, because they kind of back themselves in the corner in that one.
You do make a good point there, something that I didn't quite realize. I mean, you know, Blake plays a lot of Rocket League. I think Blake also is on our Overwatch team, so I think Paladins might have some overlap there. Thomas, really good at CSGO, though. Joe, also good at League. So, I mean, I think he has most of the games represented. Obviously, you know, John is, you know, I don't know, he's just pretty much dead weight. But, you know, I think Blake definitely has a team to be feared right now. John, do you want to take us into the Bama Crusades 3rd round pick?
So next one is Bama Crusaders. Joe Wet Nuddle. Okay. Joe's a very good friend of mine, so I know he plays a lot of these games. I know he spends a good amount of time on League, and he plays a good amount of Overwatch, so hopefully that'll translate to Paladins. I'm not sure how he is in Rocket League or CS, but I know this is a very solid pick, especially this late in the draft.
Excited to see what he can do here for Noah's team. Good pickup by Noah here.
Absolutely. Great pickup by Noah. Really glad to see him on Noah's team there. Going into our next pick, we have the Knights picking up Derek, aka who is John Galtz 149. Derek, I love him so much. He's great. He's very active in our Discord. Kind of cracked at League. Good thing that Civ isn't in this tournament, or he would absolutely run away with the whole thing. But Ian definitely realizing that, you know, right now he doesn't really have a lot of League picks. Derek is that essential player who knows the game, can teach the game. He's been around the club for a long time. He's been around League for a long time. Really good 3rd round pick coming out from Ian.
He is one of the League picks in this draft, and he was taken for that reason, although he does play all the other games pretty well as well. You know, as you said, Civ, he campaigned for that so hard. If it was in here, it would have gone directly to his team, but I'm excited to see what he can do with the other games.
Look, if we would have put Civ in best of the best, there wouldn't have needed to be a draft. It was just, all right, who was Derek? They win. Cool, done.
Man, it's a very solid pick. I mean, he's a good League player, so you can't go wrong, especially on a team that's kind of League in a League drought right now. I mean, they don't have many players, so you can kind of coach that team up and really get them a solid roster.
So just want to say something real quick. I'm seeing Praetor Demon, the captain, actually posting in chat right now, saying that he and Mark are the pillars. James is the beef, the brute, and Derek is the cerebral man. They're stacked. Honestly, I think that's the best way to put it. I can't sum it up better than that. So going into the last pick here, we have Daddy's Darlings. Take it away, Chris.
Daddy's Darlings is going to be taking Christian here. Really good pick here by Island JP, getting Exodus. Excited to see what he can do for Island here. Excited to see what he can do for Daddy's Darlings. What are your thoughts, Aaron?
You know, to be completely honest, I'm not super familiar with Exodus and his playstyle. I believe that he was part of the group who was playing Minecraft with us last night. I'm not super well acquainted with this player, but if Jarrett's picking him up, I'm sure he's a good one. Jarrett's been drafting an incredible team so far. I'm excited to see how this goes. John, what do you think?
Yeah, good pick. I think he plays a good amount of Overwatch, so hopefully Paladins transfers to some extent. So this isn't a bad pick. I mean, Paladins is Paladins. It's one of the games, and this one can help you a lot.
Now moving forward, we will be moving into the recap of round 3. And all these teams are just looking so stacked. It's looking so even across the entire board.
you know what? One of the reasons that we did draft this year is we wanted to provide some equality amongst the teams, right? We had faced some issues in the past with teams just being a little bit too stacked, just kind of running away with the whole thing. We wanted to do draft, give captains a chance to even it out, make some balanced teams. And so far, it's worked pretty well, if I do say so myself. These teams are looking very even. We have some teams, you know, if you look at hot ones, obviously, or sorry, no aim, no brain, or even really hot ones, incredible at Rocket League. But then you look at other teams like, you know, IDC, who are just more well-rounded. The teams are looking pretty good this year. I don't see a clear, this team is going to win already, which is a great thing to see going into this.
You know, so far looking at these picks, I'm gonna say that Daddy's Darlings is a pretty well overall team. Excited to see who he takes in the fourth. But you know, Jarrett himself, Island JP, he's really good at FPS games. You've got Brown, who is the Rocket League head. You've got youngster Joy to carry them through League. And you've got Exodus, who is also an FPS player. I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, like you said, Daddy's Darlings is a solid lineup right now. I mean, it's a pretty well-balanced team. So, I mean, I'm not sure where he goes from here. You probably try to strengthen one of those games to focus on that, but they're a really solid team.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at who we have left right now, which is going to be, once again, some good players. Like, there's, I know we keep saying this a lot, and obviously someone has to be fourth round pick, but if you're in the fourth round right now, if you're one of these 8 players, don't take it personally, because it shouldn't be. There were an insane amount of very talented players this year who signed up, and once again, these players here, I see a lot of potential, and I see, you know, lots of talent. So I'm excited to see who we have going into the fourth round here. So let's start it off with the final picks. Coming in first from Daddy's Darlings, we have Spencer, aka Delta, the last pick for Daddy's Darlings. Island JP finishing off his team, rounding it off pretty well. Chris, what do you think about this?
I think this is a really good pick here. Don't really know which games Delta plays myself, but if Jarrett's taking him, Jarrett knows what he's doing. I'm expecting him to go out there and show out.
Yeah, so Delta actually plays, from what I know, a good amount of Rocket League. So it kind of seems like he focused with Rocket League with him, Adrian, and Jarrett. That's a pretty formidable lineup, and I kind of expect them to do it far in that game.
Absolutely. It seems like Rocket League is probably one of the most hotly contested games we're going to have this year, which it usually is. I feel like Rocket League is one of those games that has a lot more of people who just sort of dip their toes into it as compared to a game like League or Counter-Strike or something like that. It's a very user-friendly, free game. So no surprise there that we're seeing a lot of competition in the Rocket League.
Oh, yeah. And coming in with the next pick, we have Holly going to Bama Crusade. You love to see that pick.
How is this fourth round? Gabe, he's cracked. He's nuts. He's goated. This shouldn't be a fourth round pick. But you know what? I think that Ian made a good choice here. This is definitely a steal. And I know I don't want to even look at chat right now and see what Gabe's typing out, but I'm sure that, you know, just be aware that just because you're a fourth round pick here does not diminish your skill or player capacity in any way, shape, or form. John, what do you think about this?
It's a good pick. Yeah. I thought Noah was the next pick. I didn't think he was this one. So I'm not sure if that was out of order or what that issue is, but I mean, Gabe's a good player. Is it?
Oh, no, that was Praetor Demon picking up the Knights Who Say Knee, Holly.
It said, yeah, there was no issue on screen, no text issue.
Oh, sure. Well, that was Holly going to the Knights, in case that was
not
unclear.
Bama Crusade. Different team.
Oh, I said wrong team. That's my bad. But let's see who we have next. Actually going to Noah's team, the Bama Crusade. We have Zach, aka V Dog. Wait, hold on. Atreus Spear. Sure. This is going to Bama Crusade here, Noah's team. V Dog, crazy league player. Absolutely correct. You know, it's kind of crazy. Once again, we're seeing these fourth round picks who don't deserve to be fourth round, but there's so many good players. You know, what are you gonna do? John, Chris, what do you think about this?
You know, I think he's going to go out there and do what he does like every day and prove what he can do in league. Excited to see what he can do for Noah's team.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I mean, that's one of those league players that is really good at league, and I kind of expected to drop a little bit purely because the captains don't know the league side of the club that well. So this is kind of a steal. I mean, he's gonna carry a team.
Absolutely. All right, who's got this next one? Is that you, Chris?
I'll take it.
John, perfect.
The next pick, we have Josh Juice going to, who was that? Was the Hot Ones, which is Blake's team. Excited to see what he can do out there. What we got, John and Aaron?
Yeah, so from what I know, he's an Overwatch player, probably plays a good amount with Blake, who is the captain that drafted him. So I kind of see that as the synergy there for that pick. But I kind of expect him to show it in Paladins because it kind of transfers. And I mean, in Paladins to CS, I don't know how he is in League, but I expect him to be a pretty solid pick.
Absolutely. Before we go any further, let me just share something with y'all. Just a little. Ooh, that was crisp. Thanks again, Red Bull, for always supporting our events. But yeah, Juice, teammates with Blake there. They played alongside each other in Overwatch a ton. So super excited to see him out there. Once again, like these Overwatch players, Overwatch is an event that we have, is not an event that we have. But a lot of that aim might translate to CSGO and the ability-based shooter, obviously very similar to Paladins. So I think that's a solid pick for Blake there to round out his team. John, why don't you take it away with the next team we have up here?
So the next team is going to be Real Zim Shady. Okay, going to No Aim, No Brain. I really don't know him that well. That's a picture. That's a great one. I don't know him that well, so I can't really speculate that much on his ability in most of the games. But with a picture like that, I'm assuming it's gonna be money. So, solid pick.
Some of these headshots are fantastic. Chris, what do you think about Zim getting picked up there?
I think Zim is an overall really good player. I've seen him play a lot of Call of Duty, so the FPS might transfer over to a lot of the other games. He also plays a lot of League. I'm excited to see what he can do for this team.
Yeah, really having any sort of FPS background is going to help you here, considering we have two technically FPS games. I mean, CSGO and Paladins, while they're not, directly, as mechanically, you don't need as much mechanical skill as, say, like an arena shooter like Diabolical or Quake. But a lot of that mechanical FPS skill is just going to help you no matter what when you're playing an FPS game. And then in addition, League, another sought after game to get players for in this tournament. So I think Zim's a great pick here to round out the rest of Brian's team.
And with
coming up,
I'll take it.
Go for it.
And with the next pick, we have Jesse going to the moon. Jesse, one of those also really good picks. She also helped with some of the graphics for this, so thank you very much. Excited to see what she can do for To the Moon. What do you guys think?
I mean, this is Cassandra's team. They played a lot together last year. They were both on the Gamer Girls team. So obviously this is someone who's going to have a lot of synergy with Cassandra and hopefully the rest of the team. She is fantastic. She's a very sweet personality. So it looks like if you take a look at Cassandra's team, we have Cassandra, we have Carson, we have Evan, we have Jake, we have Jesse. No matter what, if this team wins or loses, they're going to have a great time. A lot of super fantastic people, fun people to be around. So everyone on that team is going to have a lot of fun. And you know what? When you're having fun and you have good team synergy, that can catch some people by surprise, right? So that can translate to skill very easily if they put in the practice, put in the work, and can get there. So I think that's a great pick for Cassandra.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one. From what I know, she plays a decent amount of League, so she can kind of help out in that sense. I mean, like you said, they're on the Gamer Girls together, so they've already teamed together once. Why not do it again?
Exactly. All right. I'm going to do the honors of announcing the final pick for Hogs equals washed. We know who it is. It's Chubbs. We love him. We love the Hogs. I'm so happy to see that the Hogs got their team together again. Look at that beautiful man. That is fantastic. All of their headshots in sync, in style. The Hogs, one fighting unit. Unfortunately, they haven't managed to pick up a title yet in Best of the Best, but I'm really hoping this is the year, right? I know that I'm not supposed to be picking favorites here, but it's hard to not love the Hogs. Chris, what do you think, buddy?
You know, taking their last one that was still on the board in Chubbs is the only right thing to do with this pick, and I expected it out of Hogs. I'm excited to see what this team can do for the third year in a row, or the third semester in a row, I should say.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how they do. They haven't done that great so far. I mean, I know one of their main games is Smash, but I'm really excited to take this tournament by storm and kind of take other games. And before, you've seen powerhouse teams built around certain games. So I'm really excited to see how they fare in this draft style team.
Look, Jarrett said it in chat. Hogs equals Uniteds. That's all we're really here for, right? Maybe a little bit more than that, but seeing those Hogs together just puts a smile on my face. John, why don't you take over and finish this off with our last pick here?
Yeah, so the last pick of the draft is going to be Andrew Zay. This guy is really good. I know it's the last pick, but he's not a slacker. I mean, he's going to help this team out. So, I mean, what more can you say? I mean, this draft has a lot of really good players. He just happened to get the luck of the draw and be the last one. But he's not going to slack on his team. I've heard that he's pretty solid at Rocket League. So, again, he can really help this team out in a lot of ways.
You know, he may be the last pick, but he's also going to the team that had the first pick in Matt. So therefore, they had 2 last picks. Excited to see what they can do overall.
Wow, Chris just woke up this morning and chose disrespect. But you know what? That's fair. I think that, you know, surprisingly enough, It Do Cartwheels somehow got a better last pick than first pick. But you know, that's you know, you're right there, Chris. But yeah, like we said, don't feel bad just because you're picked 4th round. There were some crazy players in this tournament, and I think that playing Rocket League on this team, like that's a good last pick to round it out, right? There's not many other players who were available last round who would have been a better pick in general for Erin's team. She really needed someone to pick up the Rocket League slack, and hopefully Andrew Zay can do that. So let's take a look real quick one more time at our finished best of the best teams for spring 2021. There it is, right on screen in front of you. Let's just go team by team here. So we'll start out with It Do Cartwheels. We have Not So Poison Ivy, Smirk, Ryan Base God, Colonoscopy, and Azay. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Chris, what do you think?
You know, I'm still gonna have to go with Jared's team here, Daddy's Darlings. You know, they've got just the overall best team.
Okay. I was more asking, like, what do you think their strengths and weaknesses are? But okay, that also works. But yeah, okay, we'll go with that then. John, who do you got right now? You're gonna say your own team. I don't know why.
No. I'm also gonna go through IDC. I think that's a solid team. I really expect them to kind of show up in Rocket League with Smirk, Colonoscopy, and Azay. That's a pretty solid team, so I expect them to do pretty well. But as far as strengths, I would say Rocket League weaknesses, like Chris said, Daddy's Darlings. That team is also really cracked. So the game they're built around, I'm not sure if they can even take that one. So I'm excited to see how they go.
Look, if we're gonna talk about our teams here and make our picks, who we think is the best, I know y'all love Daddy's Darlings. I know y'all got reason to love Daddy's Darlings. I think the Knights are the strongest team in this right now. Either the Knights or, as much as it pains me to say it, Hot Ones. I think that the Knights, Prater, Ant-Man, Yogurt Bags, John Galt, Holly, that's a very good team. My only worry is League. I know that pretty much John Galt is the only one who plays a ton of that. Ant-Man does as well, actually, come to think of it. So maybe that's not as much of a weakness as I thought. But then if you look at hot ones, Truthfully Cool, Thomas Fancy, John Arico, Purple Haze, Juice. That's sorry, I apologize. Holly also plays a lot of League from the Knights. That's my bad. But hot ones also a very good looking team here. Obviously cracked at Rocket League. That's going to be one of their strongest games. I'm looking at this list actually. The more I think about it, it's hard to pick a number one. But also, Hogs equals Wash. You know, they got that team spirit. They got that synergy. They got the fight. They've been at this for 2 years. They want that W under their belt. Let's get it, Hogs. Come on, you can do it this year. I want to see it happen.
I am so excited to see them go out there again.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm always rooting for them. I think everyone's always rooting for them. But John, Chris, do y'all have anything else that you want to say?
Yeah. So as far as teams go, Hogs are obviously gonna have the most synergy. I'm really excited to see how they do this tournament because again, that team is just they're the Hogs. I mean, they're used to that. Also with my team, I'm concerned to an extent on how we're gonna field the roster for Rocket League because we have 4 players that I know play a good amount. So despite being a second round pick, I feel like I'm literally the worst player on my team right now. So I'm probably not going to be very useful. So Blake, you may have messed up drafting me, but you know, we'll see how that goes.
I mean, we already knew that one. But
ladies and gentlemen, you can say what you want about John, but you can't say he's not humble. The one thing that I'm really happy to see though is that the teams this year I think are more balanced than any other year. I don't know if y'all like, do you agree? Because they seem pretty even across the board here. I don't see any one team running away with this. I'm excited to see some close matches, and maybe I've been making tiebreakers for 2 years now and I haven't gotten to use them. So maybe this year will be the year that I finally get to break those out. But yeah.
That was the reason why we had the draft this year, right? We wanted to make sure that it was as even as possible.
Yes, absolutely. So with that, I think we're going to close it off, y'all. I want to thank Red Bull for sponsoring us, as they always do. We love them. I also want to give a huge shout out to Matt Parks, aka Smirk, for running the stream tonight, making sure that things are afloat, putting in the man hours to get the graphics done. Also, huge shout out to Prater Damon. Jesse put in some work. Brian put in some work, I believe. I don't want to forget anyone. Matt, who else helped with graphics? Anyone else? That's good. All right. I just want to make sure that everyone's being accounted for. If I missed your name, I apologize. But so many people have put in a ton of work, not only to getting this stream going, but are continuously putting in work to make sure that the best can happen. I'm super appreciative of everyone in the club who supports us and what we do and lets us do these fantastic things for y'all. John, Chris, thank you so much for being here tonight, y'all. It's always a good time. Always a good time talking with y'all. And to everyone, just a reminder, Best the Best is going to be starting at 4 p.m. CST next Saturday. That is Saturday, February 20th. And then on Sunday, we're going to be starting at 2 p.m. CST. So be sure, tune in. It'll be right here on Alabama Esports Twitch. Support your teams, show out for your teams, watch some incredible matches with some incredible competitors. And with that, I'd like to wish y'all a good night.
Thank you, everybody.
Take it easy, y'all.